Now it's a podcast. And you know what that means?
What does that mean?
What?
Do you hear that?
What is that?
What is that noise?
Oh.
I know what it is. It's the intro.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nick.
My name could potentially be Zach.
And this is Careless Opinion Podcast, there, bud.
Dear buds.
First thing I gotta ask.
Yes, sir.
What are you sipping on?
I'm actually sipping on a Monster right now because I'm a little hungover. And it's very early. So, cheers.
Do what you gotta do, boo.
What are you sipping on, buddy?
I'm sipping on Atlanta Cherry Pie.
Oh, wait.
You wanna try it real quick?
Am I too hungover? I'm not too hungover for one of those.
It's good.
That'll change in about 10 minutes. So today, we are talking about something that you asked me the other day, and I told you it would be a really funny podcast.
Yeah.
My horrendous experience doing Lyft.
I gotta know, man.
I saved it for the podcast. You were like, because I worked Lyft the other night for the first time in a while, just because with all the COVID stuff, I can't work my actual job really. I'm not gonna explain what I really do. I can't work my actual job. It's easy. I work with people, and it's more of a professional job. Lyft, on the other hand, I know I can do that. People always need rides.
Yeah.
And I did it the other day for the first time. And you asked me, like, hey, how'd it go? I know you said you restarted Lyft. And I told you it was decent. But man, some weird stuff happened the other night. And then I told you it's so much stuff that happened the other night, but in general of me doing Lyft for so long that we can make a whole podcast about it. So here we are.
All right. Lyft stories.
So before we start the Lyft stories thing, I do want to say there is etiquette to Lyft that I think everyone needs to know, and no one knows it. So,
Wait, there's etiquette?
100% there's etiquette. People get in your car and they kind of have this assumption that it's like, oh, and I get it because it's like you get in a cab and stuff too. Normally a cab is like a cab company.
Yeah.
That person doesn't like own a cab necessarily. Not every time at least. But with Lyft, people kind of forget it's like this is someone's personal property.
Right, yeah.
I have 3 big things with etiquette for Lyft that I think everyone should know. Number 1, if you or your friend are too drunk and you know you are going to puke or your friend is going to puke, just tell the Lyft driver immediately, or the Uber driver, whatever you choose, but choose Lyft because it's better. Legitimately, it's cheaper for everybody. But tell them, because if I'm driving down the road and you puke in my car, you ruined my night. I can't go make any more money. And since I can't make any more money, I have to charge you $200 fucking dollars.
Wow.
I don't want to charge you $200 to clean up my car. I really don't. I just want your like $5 because I'll make more money I'll make more than $200 if I keep going through the night.
Gotcha.
Easy as that. That's number 1. If you're gonna puke, tell the driver in advance that like, hey, I'm always like pull over. I would rather pull over on the side of the road with my hazards on and risk getting an illegally parked ticket that's $75 compared to having to charge you $200 and not making any more money the rest of the night and having my car smell like puke.
Yeah.
That is number 1. Number 2, just make sure your destinations are correct. Dude, do you know how many people I will pick up that are sober? It's not just a drunk thing, it's a sober thing. And I'm like, I'm going here. I'm like, okay. I pull up and they're like, this isn't where I'm going. This is the address. And, oh, I put a wrong street name in.
Oh my.
So now I have to charge you double. You have to add a new ride, and now that adds more money to it. Just get your address right. Number 3, and most importantly, if I'm picking you up, choose a safe spot to get picked up at, please. Don't choose some random place. Don't tell me you need to be picked up from a bar on the other side of town where there's no parking spots, where I have to park in the middle of the road to get you. Don't do that. Give me a safe place to park, bro.
Yeah.
Easy as that. Or tell me to meet you at an intersection or something. And be like, I'll meet you here, and if it's not a green light, if you have to circle back, or if it's not a red light, circle back around. Just be safe. Because it's also, I can get a ticket for being in the middle of the road like that.
Right.
And I don't want a ticket. I just don't. Unless you're going to puke in my car. I'll take the ticket over that 100%.
Makes sense.
So when it comes to these stories,
Oh, Oh wait, I do have one question pertaining
Okay.
to
Yeah.
etiquette.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, so I've always questioned this because the few times that I've gotten a lift like by myself, if you're by yourself, do you sit in the back or the front seat?
It's up to you.
Okay.
I get asked that question a lot actually when I do Lyft. Always get asked. Should I sit in the back? Are you cool with the front? I don't care. As long as you're not a nuisance, I don't care where you sit.
Oh,
Don't care. Easy as that.
good to know.
Yeah, it's easy as that, man. So, I have loads of Lyft stories, and I'm going to lift the computer up here in a second because I have a list of them for Nick to look at. Not a real list with any detail, if you will. It's essentially what he wants to choose from. So, you can't see the list because we have it minimized.
Okay.
But I'm pointing to the list right here for Nick. So, we have funny, weird, creepy, rudest. You can choose one of those, and since this is a short podcast, we don't do this for long. We have to make this 30 minutes, and we are at 6 minutes right now.
So funny, weird, creepy, rude.
Funny, weird, creepy, or rude. Or if you have something else you want to know, ask.
You know what? Let's start off with a bang. Let's do weird.
So the weirdest happened on Thursday of this week. This past week. This past week. So I get a Uber, God, I'm sorry. I get a Lyft pickup for a guy, and I don't remember what the names were because I never do. I never remember the names of people. I remember your name from the time I pick you up, from the time I drop you off. And the second you get out of my car, your name means nothing to me.
Good.
We're not friends.
You're not my friend anymore.
We're not friends. It was for a guy, and then I got a Uber notification. You get texts of, or God, I keep saying Uber. Sorry, I used to do Uber too, and I don't anymore. So I got a Lyft notification saying I had a text message on the app from the rider, and it said, "Hi, my name is insert name here. I'm the father of insert name here. You're picking up insert name here." So it was the dad who called a Lyft for his daughter. That's not abnormal. And I noticed the address is at a hotel. I'm thinking it's close to the holidays. It's probably someone just coming into town to visit their parent who lives in Athens. Simple. I was in Athens, Georgia, near the UGA campus, which is a good little drive for me, but the money is so worth it.
Oh, I bet.
So worth it on weekends in Athens. So I show up to the hotel, and this very weird girl gets in. Let me explain to you what she's wearing. She's wearing a black tank top. It's also 50 degrees outside, by the way. No jacket. A jean face mask. She's wearing a pair of white acid washed jeans.
Okay.
And a purplish blue skirt over the jeans. And sandals. She's dressed like a serial killer. So, she gets in. I'm like, "How are you tonight?" She just... So, if you're me and you're driving, right? So, like, look straight forward. You're me, you're driving. You ask me, so just say, "How are you doing tonight?" And then look at me, I'm going to tell you exactly what she did. Because I asked and I looked over to see what she was going to say. So, go ahead.
How are you doing tonight?
She goes, out the window. Fine.
Oh.
I'm like,
Oh.
okay. So, I go, "Where are we going?" And she just, again, looking out the window, she just goes, "I need to go to a CVS." It is like 11 o'clock at night. All the pharmacies are closed in Athens, Georgia. And I'm like, "Well, they're probably closed." And she just goes, "I need my medicine." And I'm like, okay. So we go. It's closed. Next words out of her mouth after that, because she's not spoken the whole way to CVS other than those few little sentences, was, "There's another CVS up the road. You need to take me there." Okay. You guessed it. They're closed. Next words out of her mouth after that, "Walgreens. Take me to Walgreens." Okay. Take her to Walgreens. She's adding all these trips as we go, by the way, because you have to add them. Get to Walgreens. They're closed. And I go, "I don't know what to tell you. I'm so sorry." She just goes, "I need my medicine." And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Would you like me to take you back to the hotel?" And she just goes, "Take me to a liquor store now." And I went, "They're all going to be closed as well. I can take you to a gas station." She just goes, "That's adequate." You a fucking Victorian ghost? What's wrong with you? Like,
she may have been.
right? So we go to a gas station. She gets out, doesn't say a word. 10 minutes goes by. She comes out of the gas station with enough beer to kill like a grown-ass elephant. She has two 30 racks under this arm, right?
No.
She's a 30 rack under this arm, and she's holding a fucking six-pack. She gets all the beer in the back seat. She now hops in the front seat. Again, she was already in the front seat. She gets in the front seat. She just goes... She's very weirdly, she hops in. I'm like, we ready to go? She doesn't say yes or no. She just goes, I'm going to get fucked up. And I'm like, all right, Ted Bundy, yeah, let's rock. Like, okay. So,
oh, no.
we're on the way back to the hotel now, and it's like a 2-minute ride. That's it. We're 2 minutes from the street from the hotel. And she just fucking whips this comment out. She just goes, is this job dangerous?
Oh, no.
And I went, I mean, it can be, you know, it just depends on where you go and how good you are with people. And it's really about like a presence thing. And she just goes, very seriously, do you carry a gun on you? And I went, okay, thinking back to it, I should have said yes. Thinking back to it now, I'm like, probably should have told her yeah. And I went, no, I don't. I'm not allowed to. It's against Lyft policy. And she goes, I have a gun. And I went, like, with you? And she went, no.
Oh, thank God.
And I'm like, okay. She goes, I have a Glock. I went, cool. And she just goes, are you a good shot? Yeah, I'm decent. I'm better than you. I bet I'm a better shot than you. And I'm like, okay. She then just is quiet. That was like a 30-second interaction. 2-minute ride. She's quiet for the other minute and a half. We get back to the hotel. I have my window down because I'm trying to I was like, do you need any help getting any of this like out of the car? Like, I can't go in with you, obviously, but like, do you need help? She doesn't say a word to me. She's just grabbing all of her beer. My window is down. She shuts the back door. I'm like, well, thank you so much. You have a good night. And then as loudly as you could possibly say it in front of a hotel, she just goes, no, sir, I'm not inviting you in. It just walks into the hotel.
Oh, wow.
Like, what the fuck was that, dude? Uh-huh.
What? Yeah, she's probably a serial killer.
I'm convinced. Yeah. She's killed people.
Oh, yeah.
She's not in town because of something bad happening. She's on the run. And her dad's an accomplice.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
What else do you want to know? That's definitely the creepiest, and that happened Thursday.
All right. Let's do funny.
Okay.
I need a laugh after that.
Yeah, I know, right? I kind of brought the mood down. Sorry, guys. My bad. So, I got a phone call one night from this really drunk girl as I was taking another couple home. And she's telling me, where are you? I see you're moving the wrong way on the app. When you do Lyft, so if I'm driving you somewhere and let's say someone else is getting a ride, they're in my queue and they can see where I'm going, but it alerts them and tells them I'm in the middle of another ride. It tells them you're going to be waiting. She's too drunk to realize that. She calls me and asks me where I am. I told her where I'm going, and she's super rude. She's like, you're going the wrong way. Hurry up. Okay, you drunk asshole. So, drop this couple off. They were awesome, by the way. They were very sweet. They heard the whole interaction via the phone, and I apologize profusely because I felt so bad for them. And then, so we drop them off. I pull up to go find this girl. She is sitting on the side of the road, looking down at the ground, and her friend, who is with her, is passed out drunk. Just another girl, blacked out, sleeping on the sidewalk.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is going to be a bad one. Yep. I was like, this is it. This is going to be a bad one. So I get them in the car. The first girl gets in the backseat, the one who's awake. The one who's asleep, she's like not moving pretty much. I'm like, excuse me. And her friend is like, she's just really drunk. I was like, I think your friend needs an ambulance. Like straight up. And then her friend just springs to life all of a sudden. Are you a Lyft driver? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I can't get up. So I help her up. And I was like, do you need help getting in the car? She's, yeah. So I put her arm around my shoulder. I put one hand around her waist. I'm basically carrying her because she's just dragging her feet. I get her in the back seat. I buckle her in. I'm like, are you good? Uh-huh. Falls right back asleep. I mean, straight up. She goes, uh-huh. And it's just, uh-huh. Out. I was like, okay. So, we're going down the road, and the girl who's awake is now asking me a million questions. What's your night? Who are you? What's your name? Oh my god, I'm so sorry I was rude earlier. My friend's just being annoying. I didn't mean to take it out on you. I'm like, you know what? You're being nice now. That's fine. I'm like, it's okay, no problem. And she just goes, I want to get in the front seat. And I went, well, you're in the back seat. So I can pull over real quick if you need to get in the front seat. And she just goes, no, I'll just climb over the seats. To which my reply was, do not climb over those seats. So if this is my driver's seat, you're an empty front seat. She's about here. She gets about halfway up, and there's a yellow light. And I'm like, you're getting brake checked. Screw it. I didn't say it out loud, but in my head. And so I hit the brakes, and she went right into the floorboard of my fucking passenger side seat. She's in the floorboard, and she just goes, you dick.
What a priceless response.
Yeah. So she gets to the front seat, and now we're driving, and now she's asking me about my personal life. She goes, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, yes, I do. And she goes, oh, well, like, you're, like, really fucking good looking. And I'm just like, thanks. What am I supposed to do with that information? Like, ma'am, leave me alone. And she just goes, you should, like, come inside when we get there. I was like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. So we get there. Her friend has been snoring the whole ride, by the way. I forgot to mention that. She sounds like the fucking Walking Dead. I mean, she's snoring straight up and down, just straight up and down. She's a zombie from The Walking Dead in my backseat. I'm thinking to myself, yep, she died. This is the start of the zombie apocalypse.
This is how we go.
Patient Zero's in my backseat right now. And her drunk sidekick wants to have sex with me, which is awkward. So we get back. Drunk sidekick calls Patient Zero's boyfriend, and the boyfriend's like your typical frat guy, like tall, muscly kind of dude. And he comes out. I'm like, hey brother, do you like need help getting her out or anything? He's like, I got it, dude. Don't worry about it. I fucking got it, dude. I really hurt his ego by asking that simple question. He didn't have it, by the way. He couldn't get her out of the back seat. She's dead weight, I get it, but he's like, dude, you gotta fucking help. And I just went, no. No, I'm not. So, Patient Zero's sidekick is now in my front seat still. She won't get out. And I'm like, hey, it was nice meeting you. Have a safe night. I got another ride waiting. I don't have another ride waiting. And I'm like, it's nice meeting you. She just goes, oh my God, no, like let's just hang out. I'm like, no, I have another ride waiting. So she gets out, and then she sits on the hood of my car. So I'm like, rolls down my window. I need you to move. And she goes, no, seriously, let's hang out. Like, what's your snap? What's your snap? And I'm like, I don't have a Snapchat. She's like, no, you have to. I'll send you nudes later. I have the best nudes. So at this point, I gotta make a lateral move.
Okay.
And the lateral move is lie to her because she apparently didn't hear the part where I said I had a girlfriend, or she elected to ignore it. So I took a lateral move, and she's now leaning in my window begging for my Snapchat. And the lateral move was, I don't think my boyfriend would appreciate you sending me nudes. Her jaw dropped. She goes, oh, and just walks away. You ever had to lie to someone and tell them you're gay to get them off of your back? I have. Have you? Tell me in the comments.
Oh my gosh, you should have just hit it in reverse when she was on the hood.
I already brake checked her. She thought it was funny. She probably would have laughed at that too. Oh my god, my arm's broken. You dick. Oh my god, I have internal bleeding. You asshole. You're so funny. It's just snap. Like, get off of my car. Stop.
Settle down and control your hormones.
Control your hormones a little. God.
Yeah.
You got 10, I got like 10, 15 minutes left in this podcast. What else do you
All right,
want?
we'll hit it with we'll do rude, and then the last one would be weird. Or,
Like craziest?
yeah, craziest.
Okay. So, rudest, I have two. I'll give you both of them, but I'm gonna make them really quick. First one, I picked up this drunk dude one night. Him and his friend. His friend was really nice. The dude in my backseat, super drunk. He has a freaking solo cup with him. He spills beer in my backseat. I told him, pour out the solo cup. You're not bringing that into my car. He calls me an asshole. Whatever. We're driving down the road and we're passing a McDonald's, and he just goes, the dude in the backseat goes, "Yo, dude, can you take some McDonald's real quick?" And I went, "Yeah, man, no problem. Just add it to your trip." Homie in the front seat's like, "You don't have to do that." I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. And homie in the backseat just goes, "I'm not adding it to my fucking trip. It's free." No, excuse me? He goes, "Yeah, dude, you made me pour out my alcohol. That was a $10 drink, so now you're buying me $10 worth of fucking food, dude."
Oh, wow.
So I went, "Okay, we'll do that." Pulled in a McDonald's. I said, "Why don't you go into the lobby? Be faster." They were drunk. "Okay." Get out of the car. He goes, "How are you going to pay for it?" And I was like, "Just don't tip me. I'll take $10 off the ride, bro." "Yeah, that's what I thought, dude. That's what I thought." They get out. I lock the doors. End the ride. Roll down the window. See him look down. "Did you just end the fucking ride?" "Yep, you're being a dick." "Dude, I'm sorry, man. I didn't fucking... I'm just drunk. You gotta understand I'm drunk, man. Like, please, I'm begging you. Like, we can go. I'm really sorry, dude. Like, seriously, it's still like a 10-minute drive." And I looked at him. I was like, "Yeah?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, now it's a 45-minute walk." And I pulled out of McDonald's. Still got 5 stars. Because his buddy was in charge of his other buddy, who was, like I said, was really nice, left the review and wrote, "I'm so sorry for my drunk friend being rude to you."
Oh, that's
Still got the 5 stars, got a $10 tip.
good on him.
So, and then the other rude one was, I picked up this dude one night, just a typical college douchebag. I'm like, "How you doing, man?" He goes, "Fine." I went, "All right, cool. We're driving," and he just goes, "You don't talk much, do you?" And I went, "I'm so sorry. I asked you if you were fine. I figured you didn't want to talk, man." And he was like, "No, I'm good to talk." I was like, "All right, cool. Well, how was your night?" And he was like, "I mean, it was okay. It could be better." I was like, "Well, what's up? Why could it be better?" And he just goes, "Be a lot better if my Lyft driver wasn't a dick."
Wow.
And I went, "Okay. Now I'm just going to be quiet and be a dick to you now." And he then goes, "Yo, do you care if I smoke this in here?" I think it's probably like, I'm thinking like it's like a Juul or something. Like, I don't care if you have like a vapor or Juul. Just roll down your window. It doesn't leave a smell. It doesn't leave anything. You're fine. Homie has a blunt
Oh.
that is like this big. Dude got a blunt that looks like a cigar.
Oh my god.
And I went, "Dude, no, you can't smoke that in here." And he just goes, "Why?" And I was like, "You're not gonna smoke weed in my car." And I was like, "Do you have weed on you?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How much do you have?" And he looked at me and said, and I quote to you, "Oh, I have enough weed to put us both away, so drive fucking carefully." So I decided to drive carefully to the side of the road. Pulled over to the side of the road, said, "Get out." He was like, "Dude, what did I do?" And I was like, "I know how much weed you have, and you just told me that we're both going to jail if I get pulled over. Get the fuck out of my car." And he's like, "Dude, screw you, man, blah, blah." And I was like, "You can get out or I can call the police right now." He's like, "You call the police? I'm shoving all this weed under your seat. You're taking the fall, motherfucker." So Lyft has this great little app you can click that says emergency contact. It alerts police where you are at all times, and it sends them your location as well as your info, and they can find you. So I click it. I pull it down. I'm like, "Last warning, get out." So, "Man, fuck you." And he gets out. He's on the side of the road. He's cussing, and I'm ending his ride. And I'm going to drive. Put my car and drive. Homie has a water bottle. He chucks it at the car, and it bounces off and hits him. And he goes, "That's assault!" As I'm driving away. When is that assault?
What?
Explain to me the science of when that's assault. I'm curious.
When you're an idiot. You
assault.
hit me. Like, what?
Like, what are you gonna do? Call the cops with your 900 pounds of weed, you idiot? Like, that's assault. The water bottle you threw that bounced off and beamed you is assault. All right, my bad. Sorry,
What an
dude.
idiot.
I'm so sorry I assaulted you. Like, shut up, dude.
Can I smoke this in your car? It's illegal. What do you think?
Pulled out a blunt the size of a cigar. Can I smoke this in here? No, you can't. Common sense will lead you to believe that
No,
the answer is
Seth
going to be a no. Yeah. I mean, if it was Seth Rogen or Snoop Dogg, I'd be like, yeah, blaze it up. You want to hotbox this bitch? I don't smoke weed, but, like, it's cool. You can go for it. Snoop Dogg or Seth Rogen are going to say yes to. Willie Nelson, sure. Everyone else? No.
No.
Big no.
Big no.
Big noes. What else do you want to know, man?
Alright, let's hear the craziest.
So the craziest happened on Thursday as well.
Really?
Yes.
2 bangers in one night?
2 bangers in one night. That's why when I texted you, that's why when I hit you with the "you up" text, I was gonna call it and tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Was that like 3?
I had like a 45-minute drive home. I was like, I have to tell someone about this. So I picked this guy up, really nice guy. Like, where we're going to, man? He's like, oh, we're going to my kid's house. You know, we're gonna go over there. They're with my baby mama and her boyfriend. I'm gonna go crash with them for a few days. I'm like, oh, that's like a good situation, man. He's like, yeah, we're all friends. It works really well. I'm like, rad. Let's rock, dude. He's like, it's in Monroe, which is like a 45-minute drive from Athens. And he's like, is that cool? I'm like, yeah, that's totally fine. Pulling out of the apartment complex, and this Nissan comes beaming up behind me, almost hits me, slams on their brakes, and then gets next to me, drives forward, and cuts off a part of my car. And he just goes, oh, damn. I was like, what? He's like, that's my ex. Really calmly. And I was like, you're what? He's like, yeah, it's my ex-girlfriend. She's hella pissed off. I was like, why? And he was like, I like just broke up with her and then called a Lyft. I'm like, shit.
Wow.
And so she rolls down her window. She's screaming, you know, everything in the book. I mean, she's screaming everything in the book. You know, blah, blah, you and you're a piece of, I hate you. I mean, she's going in. She's like, I want my house key, blah, blah. He rolls down his window. I already gave you your house key, you bitch. Now they're yelling at one another. I'm just in the front seat, just like, okay. They're screaming at one another, and then she starts screaming at me. She's like, you need to turn her. Can you please turn around, sir? I'm begging you. He has my house key. I'm not having that. Like, this is my client currently. I'm not a part of your drama. So I rolled down my window. I said, no, I cannot. This is my client. It is up to him where we go. I need you to move your car. She's like, I'm not moving my car. No, fuck you. Now she's yelling at me. And at this point, I'm like, that's not going to happen. So I told her, I said, you need to roll down. I said, you need to move your car. You have 2 options. I can call the police or I can hit your car. You won't hit my car. And I was like, I don't know. I'm feeling a little threatened right now. That's called fight or flight. I'll win that court case. And I have a witness holding the back. Just rolls down his window and just goes, I saw everything.
I saw everything.
I saw everything. So, yeah. She moves her car. I pull up, and she pulls up right next to me, and I roll down my window. I was like, you hit my car, or you follow me. You're going to regret that decision. Let me make that clear to you right now. She goes, I'm not going to hit your car. I'm not going to follow you. I don't care. And I'm like, okay. So gun it. I'm like, we got to go. We pull up to a light, and I just hear him very quietly. I hear movement, and I look back. He's looking out the back, and he just goes, she's coming. I'm like, son of a bitch. She pulls up next to us at the light, rolls down her window, starts screaming, sir, I need you to turn around and take him back. I swear to God. He went to roll down his window, and I locked the windows. I said, I got it. Rolled up his window, rolled down it. I said, what did I tell you about following me? She's like, who are you? I was like, who the am I? I was like, I got shit to do. That's who I am. You follow me. I'm calling the fucking police. Just rolled up my window and left her screaming.
Oh, no.
And he just goes, yo, man, I'm not trying to be rude, but, like, I really don't want her to go to jail. Like, she's my ex, but, like, I still somewhat care. And I'm like, you softy.
You softy.
You soft man. And I was like, all right, I get it. And he goes, but a fat tip if you can lose her on the highway. All I heard was lose her on the highway. So I dropped my car into sport mode. And that light turned green, and I hit the gas, and I went like Tokyo drifting around the corner. I'm just, we're gone.
Oh no!
An ambulance was coming up behind us, and she's behind us. She's keeping up, and I'm like, this ambulance is gonna be my win. This is gonna be my ace in the hole. Watch this. And he was like, yo, she's still behind us. I said, yeah, don't worry about that. So, lane, my car's here, her car's here, ambulance is coming in. You have to pull over regardless. So I pull over a little bit. She goes to pull over too. Pull over as far as I can and act like I'm going to go all the way into the little divot so she'll think we're pulling all the way over. She goes to do it too. She gets all the way in the divot right as the ambulance is passing, and I'm not in the grass, so I'm like, my tires won't spin or anything. That ambulance gets about here, my car is here, and I went, I gunned it behind the ambulance, and I did the ambulance chase game where you have to run a red light or two. Not gonna lie about it. I only ran one. And it was yellow when I went through it. Ergo, I didn't technically run it.
Not,
I didn't technically run it, and it stayed yellow all the way through. She got caught at that red light. Ambulance is super far ahead of me. They're long gone now. I go back to like normal speed. Come up to another green light. I go through the green light. I take a quick left turn real quick. Just quick left. And he's like, where you going? I was like, I'm going to back way to the highway, bro. Don't worry about it. Go down this left, cut through a little neighborhood. And as we're cutting through the neighborhood, we saw her go past the driveway we went through. And I was like, sick, she's gone. We lost her. Get back on the highway. Nowhere to be seen. We lost her.
Dang.
He tipped me $45 on a $25 ride.
Dang.
He spent $70 for me to outrun his ex-girlfriend.
Sometimes it'd be worth it.
I mean, you've been in a car. I'm a great driver.
Yeah.
I'm a good driver. I'm not a dangerous driver. It's very rare that I really go like crazy on speeding or anything. And if I do on accident, I know how to reel it in, get us around places. I'm a good driver.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. It was that was an experience. He was really funny after all. He was really nice after all that, man. He was great. 10 out of 10 on that guy. Yep. What else do you want to know? You got like, I'll give you like 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. What you want to
hear? Tell me like a short quirky story, if you have any.
Quirky or like funny?
Like quirky, funny, weird.
Okay.
Like not depressing, but
I'll
like,
give you weird.
Just
funny.
like a really funny, weird encounter.
I'll give you weird, funny encounter. All right, so I'll make it short. I picked up these drunk dudes one night. 2 guys went to UGA. One of them was visiting from New York. Super thick New York accent. Pick them up from this calzone place. Pick them up. They get him. Hey, boys, how's your night going? And they're like, yeah, we're going good. It's going good, man. Homie from New York's just like, yo, you want to hear some shit? And I'm like, yes, I do want to hear some shit, calzone man.
Calzone man.
Tell me your secrets. So he's telling me that there's this dude inside the calzone place who was being super rude because he was a vegan and he wanted vegan calzones, but they put all the vegan stuff up, which I understood. And homie from New York is like, I don't get it. You're not allowed to come into the calzone place at 3 a.m. and want vegan foods. Veggies go bad, you fucking idiot. He's like, I don't care that you're vegan. I care that you're an asshole. So we're all laughing about it, and he starts getting super heated about it. He's just mad. And he's like, I don't get it. You're vegan? You want a calzone? Why'd you go to a calzone place? You can't be vegan and like calzones. Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed.
Is that where that comes from?
You've heard me say that a few times.
Oh my god.
Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed. I laughed so hard. Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed. You heard it here first, folks. Can't be vegan and like calzones.
Quick facts from New York.
Quick facts from New York, man. Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed.
That's amazing.
I laughed so hard. Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed.
I always thought you were quoting a movie when you said that.
Nope, that is just some drunk New York guy in my front seat angry about a calzone place. Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed.
I love that so much.
Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed.
Oh, that's great.
And that's all the time we have. What a way to end it.
That's a great way.
I encourage everyone to use that quote. You see a vegetarian or a vegan just being really rude, just look at them and be like, yo, dude, go home, make a Caesar, go to bed. Just do that. Oh, yeah, I forgot to add as well, by the way, he told me that they were so rude that the cops showed up and arrested him. And when he told me this, he said he'd probably arrested for being vegan. Not for being an asshole, but for being vegan. Followed up quickly with, but if you're vegan, you're an asshole. Moral of the story, don't be vegan.
Quick that.
Moral of the story, don't be vegan. You're not allowed to be vegan. Arrest them because he's a vegan. Not because he's an asshole, but if you're vegan, you're an asshole. So, you're arrested for being an asshole and a vegan.
That's amazing.
Go home, make a Caesar, go to bed. Oh, man. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for Lyft Stories.
Oh, man.
Good God almighty. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone to shout out this week, guys. No one's really reached back out. Everyone who we have shouted out has been awesome, and we've shouted them out back, and, you know, they've shouted us. It's been so much fun doing this month, guys. But that is it for today. Hopefully in the next video we'll have someone to shout out. We won't have anyone to shout out in the 100 subscriber special because that is about us, not you. Actually, we do. We have 2 people to shout out in the 100 subscriber special, and we'll talk about that when we get to the 100 subscriber special, and you'll see who we're shouting out. But thank you guys so much, and as always, will it squeak? Oh, don't you dare leave this channel without liking it,
Commenting,
subscribing,
sharing,
caring,
clicking that bell icon so you get notified when we post a new video.
and following us on the gram and the old Twitter, which you can do right now. If you're on your phone or you're on your tablet, you click on links, description, bio, learn more. And it just has our awesome little links to that. It's very easy. We post daily, so you should be following us. We post funny things. Why not follow us? But if you're on your laptop and you're too lazy to click those things, I totally get it. That's why they're in the banner with the Twitter icon and the Instagram icon. All you got to do, click them. And as always, go home, make a Caesar, go to bed. And we will see you guys next time.
Podcast.